everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Plus, this is an important one for me. Getting back into the double digits would be an incredible start. We got 5 bombs. We got okay stats, NE6M, QS3A. The real problem here, I mean, again, I love... Oh, one more. We can get one more. Okay, we can't get one more. I love the AoE poison. I love starting with 5 bombs when we don't know our HP, so okay, that's funny. The really funny thing is that it might actually be better for us to take the TNT so we have unlimited bombs, but for now, we'll stick with remote detonator. I think it's a little bit more precious. Please God, I'd just like to get into the shop. Just if we can get into the shop, it would... You know what? Here, you want an example of doing the little things right? How do you feel about this right here? You know what? How do you feel about this right here? Okay, so it's not the secret room. If that had been the secret room, because can you bomb your way out of specials? I think you can. We could have used the TNT to get in, but the thing about the TNT you got to be careful with is that I have it on good authority that it's dynamite, and perhaps even beyond that, it'll win the fight. I think it's a power load. I don't know if I want to know what that one is. Watch me explode. Anyway, it's tricky, right? I feel like we don't actually like Steam Sale enough to buy it here. And instead we just go for the reroll. And we're kind of just fishing for something that's like really moving the needle for us early. I think Sack of Sacks could be that for us. And I honestly think we'll hold the question mark card in case we get a better spacebar item. It's dangerous, though, I'll admit. I think, like, the other way you play that one is you just go... You do pick up Steam Sale. Obviously, you still reroll the whole thing. Yeah, land in the poison, let's go. Man, you guys are way tankier than I expected. There we go. 1 down. Simplify the equation a little bit here. We should be pretty much under control. The only risk is that, you know, it's a champion monstro, so like a single hit could be enough to put us in a dangerous spot. Or even kill us, to be honest with you. So HP here is always amazing, or all stats, or... Okay, here's my thinking. You really don't want to leave it behind. So I think you fish, and we're really looking for like an eternal heart. Obviously, we're not going to get one. Hold on here. Oh, I left Hanged Man behind. I'm going to take it. I'm making the decision, and it's admittedly pretty spicy. I think there's... Well, I'm just willing to take the chance. Let's put it that way. So everything that we love got worse. But we did get an HP upgrade. Weird. I don't know how to feel about that. I'll tell you, if we get to... Oh my god, Curse of the Unknown. How dare you. The double Curse of the Unknown is just the ultimate degree of disrespect. 10 rate of fire, 1.8 damage is like the kind of thing that can only happen on a... on an experimental treatment Eden run. But it's okay. So what do? Well, recognize that we have at least 1 HP and some Spirit Hearts backing it up because we haven't been hit yet. We're full? Didn't we only pick up a half heart on that? That's weird. Recognize that we're very blessed, honestly, to have this AoE helper working for us. Also recognize this is the second run of the day. And on the first run of the day, we got Mom's Knife, which means there's a decent chance we'll get one on the second run of the day, too. Apart from that, just stay frosty, brother. Just stay frosty. I think you definitely check the shop for a Spirit Heart, and we'll go nuts trying to fish for something here for sure. We're probably going to have to make a decision about whether we'd prefer Sack of Sack or the Spirit Heart. I think we're just going to buy the Spirit Heart early. And then hopefully get enough money for Sack of Sacks to work for us. Actually, you know what? We have at least 2 HP. I'm realizing. Because of the fact that we were not able to go into the boss trap room. So this is a situation, I would say it's pretty close to urgent for us to get a great stat item here. Or like 10 tiers up pills, you know, take your pick. Yeah, I would say that's certainly like on the list. Because this floor is not that bad, but as we get further and further along, obviously, I mean, you know how the game works. Enemies are going to get tougher and tougher. I'm still a little stunned that we got tiers down, damage down, speed did not move up. Like, there's so many opportunities for them to have not done us dirty, and they did us dirty in every possible way conceivable. Sir, thank you. I honestly appreciated it. That's a great payout. And you know what I wouldn't mind getting here, as long as we're talking about, like, realistic items? You know, I'm not going to be like, Mom's knife! Although I did do that about 10 seconds ago. 5 bombs with an effect applied to them to make this boss easier to kill. And also allow us to blow up that tinted rock and possibly get small rock, which does carry a speed downgrade, but I mean, this boss is going to be a bit cumbersome. Like that song from the 90s that people don't talk about that much anymore. You have become cumbersome through this way, you know? Even I don't know it that well. I just know the part where it goes, a 2 wrong, a 2 right, 2 left, and 2 right, 2 and I'm sorry. I am going to peep this, and this is highly ill-advised. Drop a red heart for me, please. You didn't. So I'm just going to take the L on that one. We know he's not going to play or pay out for at least 3, so I think we'll just do it here. Larry Jr. is probably one of the better enemies for us to go up against. We could have bought a bomb on the way in. Actually would have been... You know what? I'm popping it. We know we have HP to burn. Let's not lose our deal with the devil chance. The toughest choices require the strongest wills. And the strongest graces. Halo, very nice. An all stats up that kind of brings us back to some degree of normalcy. Not Krampus. We absolutely have to take Dark Matter. It's non-negotiable. And we're still pretty not good. Oh my god, please. I didn't get hope. I didn't get hope until you gave me that one. Cause Sack of Sacks or Sackboy would be so good here. There's no way for us to do this though, I think. If the boss trap room is open, I mean we could go into the curse room, play Demon Judgment a couple times, come out, do the boss trap room. I'm being 100% sincere when I tell you that might be worth it. It might be worth it, but I don't think it's in the cards for us. I don't think it's a very sane play. Where's this curse room? I think we handled ourselves relatively well. Our damage is in like okay status. Is like obviously not amazing. 9 rate of fire, 3.9 damage, having paid for that deal with the devil, but it could be a lot worse. I think we're just going to get the heck out of town and hope that on the next floor we don't have Curse of the Unknown. And as a result of not having Curse of the Unknown, we can make an informed decision about our health and how we want to proceed. How does that sound? We have 3 HP, and we're on a... I think a Caves XL is kind of a blessing. If we find the bosses early, I think that raises our chances of getting a deal with the devil. And I'm just so stoked that we have good AoE, and then Infestation 2 is actually legitimately one of the best items in the game. So against basic rooms, we shouldn't be too nervous most of the time. We gotta be very aware, don't get me wrong. But you know, we're doing decent amounts of damage to the enemies we happen to come across. The real problem for us is bosses, and one bomb is not going to help out too much. But, can I tell you something that would? If we can get 3 spiders, it's a start. And at least Gertie is very, very beatable, you know? It's going to take us a long time. Gertie also does us the great service of summoning the occasional fly that we can kill in 1 or 2 hits, and then, you know, use that hit as an opportunity to generate a spider on top of it as well. So, you know, there's positives. It's taken some time, but we accept this. This is why we're not using a bomb here. Like, a bomb is just, it would be wasted here. I actually think there might be some bosses that could kill us. This is just like, I've fought Gertie 45,000 times, so I'm not sweating the boss patterns, but like, even Big Horn, I don't think he'd kill me, but I think he could ruin my Devil Deal chance, which would be enough to make my day a little worse. Okay, good damage upgrade, don't get me wrong. Still need a Tears upgrade if possible as well. I mean, even this boss can cause you some problems. I think this is one we'd like to get ahead of. We'd like to short circuit. I can live with that. So ideally, we're still, I mean, the Pact, the Mark, an early bead on some Guppy potentials. That one, okay. To get hit twice by the same shot is now a new level of devastation I've never considered before. So this is one of the reasons we took a syringe, just so we'd have the chance for this in the future. Now the question becomes, is this, we already have Deal with the Devil precedent. Is this a Deal with the Devil, you know, do you take Goat Head on this one? I really actually think we do. And I think that's going to come as a surprise, because I've been playing a lot more passively lately. But I feel like the difference between 1 HP and 2 HP is huge. The difference between 2 HP and 3 HP is not as huge. It's smaller than the difference between 1 and 2, obviously. And I think Goat Head is that good, and we need stats. Like, I'm thinking long term, if we don't have damage, and our damage has gotten a lot better, I'll admit that for sure. But if we don't have damage, there's no way we're getting out of this run to begin with, whether we have 3 HP or 2 HP. So the single best way to enable that damage increase for us is definitely via more Deals with the Devil. You could get them from anywhere, but Deals with the Devil are the most likely. So we have to be very, very aware right now, but certainly one of those shops coming up where, and we have 2 item rooms too, so don't sweat that, but certainly upcoming is one of these shops where we're probably just going to hope that it has a reroll machine in it and then buy like 2 to 3 Spirit Hearts. Preferably more, but realistically 2 to 3 is probably about where we'd expect to be. And I'm like, I'm feeling okay here. I'm feeling like we are making the right decision. And even though it looks risky, it's risky in the short term to be safe in the long term, probably. Everything in Isaac, and maybe even to some extent in life, is steeped in, you know, probability. We're giving ourselves, and it's just a waste, but we're giving ourselves the best possible chance, speaking of probability, we're giving ourselves the best possible chance to, you know, finesse the outcome we're looking for. If we don't get it, we don't get it, but I think this is the right way to get there. So I absolutely think that the Sprinkler is way better than Remote Detonator now. I'll always respect the bombs Remote Detonator gave me. Were it not for Remote Detonator, we would have found ourselves in a much spookier situation. Because we have red hearts, we can actually get a little funky. Sorry, we're talking a lot of Isaac, but we're talking a lot of Isaac for good reason. You know, it's a tricky run. You definitely have to take it. I just want to make sure it's completely safe on the way back. Like, that's an enormous pickup for us. That, if I'm being honest, I don't know if me 6 months ago makes that play. I think me 6 months ago goes, there's no way to get that. And most of the time, I wouldn't say he would be right, but he wouldn't be wrong in trying to, you know, minimize the loss of that one bomb. But this time, this time he would have been wrong. And that amount of spirit hearts is just... You love to see it, huh? Okay, so all of a sudden... Damage, great. Rate of fire, acceptable. Spacebar item, fully pogged. I think we've done it. I think we've navigated the very dangerous pocket of this run where we started with, and now we're almost overpowered. It took us a while to get there, but yeah. Anyway, here we are. It's still Friday. I should be recording some Northernlion tries, but I felt like I had a good groove going for Isaac. You know what I mean? I felt like like that last Isaac episode. I was pretty on. I was playing relatively well. We had a great run, and to be honest, the faster that we could get, and this is where you got to be careful. So let me couch my expectations afterwards. But the faster we can get back to a meaningful streak number, the more I feel like I'm doing my part of proving to you that we're really trying our darndest to make sure that this happens, right? That's the way I choose to look at it, at least. Is there an invisible? No? Okay. So that's why I said getting to 10 is symbolic. And symbolic is really the best word for it, because it really doesn't have any more meaning inherently than getting to, you know, certainly it has less meaning than getting to like win 11 or win 17. However, 10 is like when I look at a 10 streak, 10 is really the first number where I think to myself, you know, this is something we're going to try to preserve. 1 to 10 is just like, it's just a random, you know, assortment of games. You could get 10 runs in a row where you become Guppy. I'm sure we've probably had streaks like that, you know, over time. Lucky us. But now we start to go, okay, something's going right. And again, I've been talking about it for years at this point, but, you know, I'm realizing over time, slower than most, that really, you know, in Isaac, it's not just about how many games you can go without losing. It's more, what are your odds of losing an individual game, if that makes sense. I know that, I mean, they obviously correlate, because there's no way they couldn't, but, you know, instead of being like, oh, I can only get a 60 streak, the way I choose to think of it is like, hey, maybe my odds of winning a run are like 98% right now. If we crank that to 99%, we would expect the streak to go on. Hold on. Let me. I've got to think about this. Mathematically speaking, we wouldn't expect the streak to go on one run longer. We would expect the streak to go on twice as long, right? Because the chance of a loss going from 98% win rate to 99 is halved. Now, the chance of a win isn't doubled, which I know seems weird, mathematically speaking, but that's because it's already starting at such a huge number. So yeah, I mean, I think if you can play 1% better, and 1% better means, you know, for our purposes right now, 1% better just means, you know, 1% greater chance of winning. Am I having a brain fart moment where streamers are not supposed to do math on the internet? Or am I correct to say that your results might be twice as good? I feel like I'm correct, but I'm also like... It's one of those, like, it's a Monty Hall problem situation where I'm like, I know it's right, but I can't really explain it. You guys want some cookies? You know that? It's Corky Romano. Of course you know it. Why would I even ask? You know what, Brownie? You've earned it. You've earned the double sprinkler. We've been holding this card for too long. And now we're seeing the true power of that goat head pickup. We paid a heavy price for it. This is the first room on which it's actually going to benefit us. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stinky. I beat you. And we get spun. That's amazing. Speed is through the roof. We definitely do want the Guppy item. And I'm just going to level with you. Sprinkler's great. But I think this is a Guppy's head situation for us, so we have consistent damage room to room. And, you know, you gotta know yourself. Part of being I talked about this today, because, you know, in Checkpoint League, almost everybody's on the level in chat. Everybody's like, this is like a sporting event. I'm having a good time. But some people are like, you're not taking this seriously. Grumpy face, you know. Why won't you focus, you know, Grumpy face? That's the one that gets me. You're disrespecting your friend's event. Grumpy face. No. And I've realized, like, first, like, week 5 when these comments started trickling in, I was like, maybe they're right. Maybe I am disrespecting my friend's event. Then I talked to the people in the event, and they're like, nah, you're cool. And I was like, oh, right, I'm living this situation. Why am I letting people that are not living the situation and privy to the thoughts in my brain and the conversations that I have with my friends and the relationships that I have with my friends, why am I letting these people have any influence or acting like they have any sort of authority on this subject at all? It doesn't make any, it's like the most illogical thing in the world. So now when I see comments like that, I'm just like, what happened? Like, what? You gotta take a chill pill, brother. You're going off the deep end a little bit here. But that's what I'm thinking right now is, you know, like, gotta remember, I know how to play my own game here in Isaac. And that's not to say that we couldn't get better. But at the same time, you know, to thine own self be true. And all that. All that Shakespearean stuff, you know? To thine own self be true, and etc. and whatnot. But I have a tendency to not use good spacebar items because my run is already, in that situation, good, so I don't need to use them. So I use them once per floor on a boss, and basically they turn out to be like a glorified tarot card. Whereas instead, oh baby, even if Guppy's head is a little bit worse than the sprinkler, did we not start with that item? Maybe that was last. Yeah, we started with remote detonator this time. Even if Guppy's head is a little worse than the sprinkler in the power rankings, you gotta give respect to Guppy's head for the consistent, realizable gains, you know? In the same way no one ever went broke from taking profit. You know, sure, maybe you missed the spike on Bitcoin, but if you made your bag, who cares if it goes to, you know, $100,000? You're just gonna drive yourself insane. Basically, Guppy's head is like a bond. Guppy's head is over here going, hey, I'm gonna give you consistent good stuff. And the sprinkler is like, I don't know, the metaphor is like buying a Class A share of Berkshire Hathaway. It's like, it's really expensive, but you're gonna be happy with the performance except for the whole Delta Airlines stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, hold on. We got plays here. That did not work. I'm willing to try harder. Yeah, okay, so it's slightly spiced, but also a very interesting... I don't think I've ever done this before. This is my way to try to just finesse some HP down towards the bottom. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. You know what? We learned a valuable lesson there. Wait, I would never... I don't think I've ever done that before. I told you. I'm in this one for the long haul. I'm trying to make it work. You definitely want succubus. And then old me on autopilot would be like, dude, we are 1000% taking a theme. Why wouldn't we? Not this time. I need the HP. I might need the HP at least. We don't have a spirit heart generator. Which is actually also why I'm thinking of using the Joker card immediately instead of saving it for the cathedral or the chest. Because if we get the chance to get like a dark bomb or even a 9 lives or something like that, I'd rather have access to it early so I can, you know, plan my run accordingly than wait. But I think I'm just gonna let it rip because, oh, so close. Because we don't really have any immediately pressing concerns. And also there's a reasonable chance we're gonna fight Krampus. Using the Joker card to fight Krampus early is like the worst trade in the history of trades. So, no thank you. Okay, so just, this is still important. The run is not unlosable. So we should be looking for, and in fact, it's not even close to unlosable. But we would definitely predict a pretty easy dub. But if we start playing like garbage, it won't take much for this to slip away. That's what I'm trying to say. I know it sounds like those are in conflict with one another, but I think that's true. You know, we would, it's like if you have Michael Schumacher behind the helm of the Ferrari, you know? It doesn't mean that, you know, hold on, I'm thinking. It doesn't mean that Monaco is an easy track to drive because you expect him to win. You know, it just means that he's good enough that you expect him to qualify, you know, in the top 5 and also make a run at least a podium, if not a victory. Doesn't make Monaco an easy track, you know? I guess it is kind of an easy track in the sense that you drive around it at about 3 kilometers an hour. Am I right, fellow F1 fans? But like... But seriously, yeah, skip the dishes. Yeah, I skipped the dishes. I use twice as many garbage bags because you're putting so much packaging in. I gotta take the garbage out 4 times a day. Don't try to hit me. I do the smacking on this one. Come on. Come on, it's just, you know, we know how this is going. You're just killing time here. Okay, we got 1 HP. What did I tell you? We're doing the little things right. Using our noggin. Just stopping to... Right, we didn't need to blow that up. Just stopping to think about things a little bit is paying dividends. Well, kind of a bad... Ooh, never mind. That's totally acceptable. We don't know any pills except for bad pills. However, I was just gonna say, knowing some bad pills, it doesn't mean it's impossible for you to get another bad pill, but it does mean you're somewhat more likely to get a neutral or good pill. It's the Monty Hall problem, sweetheart. We know one of the pills can't be bad, so as a result, our odds of the other one being good go way up. Or slightly up. Anyway. I should stop talking about the Monty Hall problem. For one, I learned about it in university, but the internet makes information travel faster now, so like every 6th grader is like, yeah, the Monty Hall problem, I get it. Secondly, I've had it explained to me 1,000 times. I believe that I understand it, but I'm choosing, this is a callback to last episode, I'm choosing not to think about what that solution is, because I think it'll take away from my Isaac brain power right now. Don't get me wrong. Very, very, very happy to have the Eternal Heart. We're going to be able to, you know, get deals with the devil to make something happen. If we want to lose all that and get permanent Polaroid invincibility, we can do so. We still going? No, we're not still going. Alright, so what do we want / need to tie this run together? Very, very little, to be honest with you. Really, one of the best things we could find is like an Emperor card on the Cathedral that we could use on the chest to just kind of springboard to victory, or use it on the Cathedral even to springboard to victory. Now, you don't have to take this, but we should. Our damage is good enough that this is the play. And Infestation 2, now that we've got a little bit more, you know, damage and DPS, I should say, is really doing like Guppy's head. It's doing Guppy's head's job for it. Honestly, I think we don't take it. I know it seems like a perfect setup. It gives us permanent Polaroid invincibility, and it would probably give us 2 items, and it would definitely take Kane's nearsighted eye. But I think that the risk of it taking Succubus is too high, and Succubus is like, you know, it's a Family Guy Monty Hall situation. You know, the mystery box could be anything. It could even be Succubus, but you know, we're not willing to lose one of the best possible yields to try to get one of the best possible yields, you know? Man, this has been an eye-opening episode. I'm really playing this much differently than I play a lot of other Isaac episodes. And I have to say, there's like a little survivor bias, right? You might think that, I mean, this is not survivor bias now that I think about it, but let's just pretend I'm smarter than I am. Maybe the run is good because the seed was good. Or maybe the run is good because I made thoughtful decisions that put me in a position to get the goodness. And in that way, the goodness is in some sense earned. You know what I mean? Sorry, I stuttered a little bit with the words coming out of my mouth because I was like, oh, it's a great opportunity to spin it into a bit about the economy in 1973 versus the economy in 2020. Then I was like, you know what? We're getting fairly close to the end of the episode. You already hit him with a bit that evidenced your complete ignorance of economics. I don't think you need to go any further, YouTube man. Just shut up and dribble. Just stick to the funny bits, man. Do some more of the introspective Sylvester Stallone character. Hey, you know, I mean, you gotta... It's pretty simple, Adrian. Nothing that happens in the world could possibly hurt me because I've suffered 1,000 deaths in my head already. Is Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, Adrian. You should really read it sometime. Hey, that's the Fonzie. This is Rocky. What am I doing? We don't have like a real orbital, so I think we're just gonna say that we're kind of disappointed with what we got there, even though there was blank card, which is really good. And then we'll hope to get some chests paid out here because of the fact that we have a good luck stat. And really, like, this is now where experimental treatment is supposed to be a real bro, you know? We used experimental treatment on the first floor. It gave us a 1.9 damage stat and a low rate of fire. Now is the chance for it to be like, hey, you invested in me. Now it's time for me to pay a dividend to you. Here he goes again with that economics talk. It's not like that. I'm just like, why, if unemployment goes up, why is the stock market going up? It doesn't make any sense, dude. It's all made up. NL, it's priced in. It's priced in. Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Anyway. Yeah, but I'm taking the garbage out twice as often. That doesn't work, because it's got to be... You got to attach a number to that joke. I'm taking the garbage out 4 times a day, but yeah, at least I get to skip the dishes. Help. There's something uniquely... What's the word I'm looking for here? Like, it sucks the life out of you. There's something uniquely despairing about having a 1 run and then getting 12 rooms in on the chest and realizing it's a dead end. Really, all you gotta do is have patience, and I've been walking the streets at night just trying to get it right, and I need you. Oh! Hey. Yes, I need. Sorry, that's Guns N' Roses. But all you gotta do is be patient and, you know, like, not do what I'm doing right here, which is run into enemies for quite literally no reason. So this is a great time to recognize in oneself, hey, NL, you did the right thing for almost the entire run. The only wrong thing you could do is stop doing the right things now when, you know, you got 99% of the way up the mountain. And you got a very talented guide with you right now in the form of Satanic Bible. Look, I understand the metaphor doesn't really make any sense, but just don't backslide from not belaying properly. I have a very surface level knowledge of rock climbing because for 2 birthday parties, I went to a rock climbing gym. Not my birthday parties, but I'm not much of a climber, honestly. And if you, again, I don't like to define my personality in most senses by, like, what I'm not, but I do sometimes feel the need to go to bat for my fellow, like, you know, boring people. And I don't think we're boring, but that's what we're described as to society sometimes. Because rock climbing, literally, there's, like, almost no dissent on it being, like, a cool sport. And don't get me wrong, I like, you know, whenever videos go viral of, like, somebody climbing an unbelievable mountain or free solo or something like that, I'm like, this is incredible. But I'm also like, every time I've been rock climbing, I've just been like, I don't really like it that much. I like the bouldering part. Bouldering's pretty cool. If I lived in like a $35 million mansion, I might consider getting a bouldering section. It would probably be pretty low on the list. You know, what's the kitchen? That's a big one. Bathroom. A real gym. Don't take offense to that, but you know, like one. You know, I'll tell you, if I had the income to support a $35 million mansion, I would get 2 squat racks. I only need 1 squat rack, but I could have 2 squat racks loaded, so I could pivot in weight really quickly, You know, and you could use the other squat rack for like a supersetted overhead press or something like that, or, you know, bent over row, or, I mean, even a hip thrust if you were feeling saucy. But the other one would be, you know, if I ever, like, ended up hiring Kumail Nanjiani's trainer or something like that, then he's got a place where he can work out as well. You know, keep yourself busy, sweetheart. You gotta look good in this business. Maybe even like a bedroom would be good. Then we'll start talking about the bouldering cave. I will say that one of my guilty pleasures, Kate and I watch like these super overproduced Vancouver real estate videos on YouTube that have like drone shots, and they're like a little slice of paradise. A $19 million mansion located in the upscale neighborhood of Shaughnessy, Vancouver. Right next to Granville Street, so large trucks go by you at 4 a.m. every single day. And they're always like, at first, like, you look at the house, and you're like, this is beautiful. Of course. It shouldn't be, you know, $20 million, because it's just ridiculous, but it's a beautiful house. Every single one has a 400-bottle wine cellar, which just seems outrageous to me. I don't know if the average person drinks more than 400 bottles of wine in a single lifetime. They probably do. Or the equivalent in whatever they like to drink. But I'm just saying that it's a little much. I guess if you're entertaining a lot of people, maybe. They also all have, like, built-in saunas. And I'm like, what do you do? You gotta... This is the sauna. Like, you're gonna... I don't know if that's a good reason to not tell the architect to build a sauna. But I'm like, could you just cut out the sauna and, like, I don't know, just give me empty space instead? I'm not, look, if you're Finnish and you're watching this, I'm not disrespecting the sauna. I just didn't expect that every Vancouver mansion would have a sauna. Regardless, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, if you watched all 36 minutes and 39 seconds up to this point, I'm going to assume that you did. Sends a message to YouTube when you click the like button. Hey, I like this guy's content. Show it to more people so he doesn't wither on the vine in his 10th year on the platform. Also sends a message to me. Hey, people still like Isaac. I'm going to keep making it. For now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you next time. See ya!